Hi, welcome to Tech Tools with Lavel Claytor. Today we're actually going to use Excel to create a basic attendance sheet. So before we get started with that, we're just going to go over the parts of the screen. So we're going to go ahead and click here. Here. My assistant is helping me. All right, so at the very top of the screen is your title bar. This is letting you know that this is the name of the document that you are actually working on, or the spreadsheet. So this area here, going across here, is called your tabs. Each tab has its own purpose. So depending on which tab you click on, you're going to see a different ribbon. This is called your ribbon going across. So let's go ahead and click on Insert. And as you see, the ribbon has changed. It is giving you different items that you can insert. Let's go to Page Layout. And it's giving you different ways to customize your page. So we're going to go back to Home. And so as I stated, depending on which tab you are clicking on, it's going to give your ribbon is going to change. So down in here, this is called your ribbon groups. All these areas here are your ribbon groups. So depending on which area you're in, you have different things that are related to that section. So if you go to Clipboard, you have your copy, paste, scissors, and format painter. And if you notice, there's a little faint line in between them to let you know that these are part of the group. This is your group for your font. This is your group for your alignment, and so on and so forth. So what I want to do is come down to this section. Is the section that we will be working on. You can't see me anything. So this is the section that we will be working on. So these are your columns. So your alphabet is your columns, and your rows are your numbers. So we are now in A1, and if you notice, it says it right here in the name box. So if we click into C1, it'll tell you this is where you are. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do in A1, we're going to type October period 2018. And the reason why we're putting a period in there is because we don't want the software to edit the format. So we're going to go to C1, and we're going to just type October 2018 without the period. It's going to change the formatting. Sometimes we want to use it this way, but for our purpose, we want it to show up like this. So if you make a mistake in one of your cells, what you want to do is click into your cell, C1, and just press your delete key on your keyboard, and it'll take that away. So the next item that we want to do, we're going to go to A2, and we're going to type program attendance. And if you notice, it looks like it's bleeding into the next column. It's really not, and I'll show you how to fix that. So if you take your mouse in between A and B, it's going to turn into a two-headed arrow. You can either double click, or you can click and hold your mouse and pull to your right. All right, underneath that, we're going to type the word day. And underneath that, we're going to put our pound sign for our numbers. And then we're going to type 1 and then 2. So 1 and then 2. All right, so now we're going to go back up to B4. And we're going to type first name for our student's first name. And the reason why I separate first and last name is because sometimes you need to separate your information, or you need to say, oh, I just need to find all the Smiths or all the Harrises. We want to make sure that we're able to do that. So in this one, D4, we're going to type grade. You can put GR, or you can type the word grade out, depending on however you want that. Then we're going to go one up, so A3. We're going to put M for Monday, T for Tuesday, W for Wednesday, TH for Thursday, Friday, and we're going to do an S, regular S for Saturday, and then an SU for Sunday. Okay. All right. And then underneath, since October 1st is a Monday, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our next section where we're going to use our We're going to reformat the columns so they're a little tighter, but we're also going to autofill. So what you want to do is click, and when you click there, you'll see this arrow here, and it's pointing straight down, so it'll get the whole column. So you're going to click and hold your mouse, and actually we're going to drag all the way over to AH. Yeah. No, it will. Okay, and then we're going to just double click anywhere. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Did you double click? Okay, let's go back over. Okay, didn't make it as tight as I wanted it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to work with what's called autofill, which means you don't have to type this over and over and over again. Since this is the pattern that you want to use, Excel knows that, yes, this is what you want to do. We want to keep repeating these. So what you want to do is highlight, take your mouse, click and hold into, thank you. Go all the way across, then stop. And you're going to see this little square right here. You're going to take your mouse until it turns into a very skinny plus sign. Click and hold and drag over until you get to AH. Keep going. If you go too far, just keep holding on to your mouse. Don't let it go. And then once you get it exactly where you want it, you should be good to go. Perfect. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to scroll back over. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to highlight 1 to 7. And we're going to take our mouse to our autofill, wait for the skinny plus sign, click and hold, and drag over to AH again. We are cooking with Crisco, as my mother used to say. All right, so now let's highlight this column, go all the way over to A, just highlight, click and hold your mouse, hold, don't let go. And then what we want to do is anywhere in between any of the numbers is click and hold your mouse and double click so we can get everything. See how nice and tight that made it? Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we have 10 students that we want to add in here. So we're going to put our numbers in. So we're going to highlight 1 and 2, just 1 and 2. And then we're going to go to our autofill, wait for the skinny plus sign, click and hold, and go slow. And see how it tells you what the numbers are? And then whenever you see the number that you want, let go of your mouse, and it automatically put that information in for you. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we're going to enter our student information. I don't see, okay, good. So do you want to just type anything? Doesn't matter. Yeah, first, last name. So we're going to come up with some fictitious names that we're going to add in. First name, last name, and then we're going to put whatever grade, doesn't matter. Kindergarten, first, second, doesn't matter. And then we're going to actually go to number 2 and put another person. Uh-oh, sorry, malfunction. Just click over here. Yeah. Sorry, that happens sometimes. So we're going to put, okay, we have Pam and I don't know, Noreen, okay. And we'll do maybe 2 more. You're so silly. Let's do 2 more. I don't know. Click up here. Yes. Well, you never know. Yeah. All right, so we'll put in 1 more. And then put Lavel Claytor. Oh, and then 1 more, Lavel Claytor. That's me. I don't care. All right, great. So now that we have this sheet put together, let's start merging some cells. So you may want this October to actually be in between AH and A. So what we want to do is highlight. We're going to click and hold, highlight, and stop at AH. And then if you go to your alignment, we're actually going to click the down arrow here where it says merge and center. And it gives you a couple different options. So what we want to do is merge and center it. See how easy that was? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is do program attendance. Do the same thing, highlight all the way across the AH. And we're going to do the same thing. You can do, yeah, just, okay. So now we have this in the center. It looks pretty good. So let's see what it looks like when we go to print it. So let's go to File and go to Print. And if you look over here, this is going to show you what it's going to look like. For this, you may want to go from Portrait to Landscape. So let's click this right here. And we're going to go to Landscape. And that looks a whole lot better. And then the other thing, let's scroll down a little bit and see if we can make this all fit on one page. So click. Let's just make the margins a little smaller. Click here. And let's go narrow. See if we get everything in on one page. So the way we know that this is one page, it says 1 of 1. So we know this is one page. That's not, we want to make this look a little better. We might want to put some lines or something in there so that we make sure we put our ones in the right place. So, okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our actual spreadsheet. And what we want to do is we're going to do some borders. So we'll click here. And what I want you to do is on your keyboard, I think if you hold down Control and then click AH4, is that 14? AH14. So we want to go down to AH14. And just click your mouse, click. Okay, Control, sorry. What's the other one? Shift. Okay, we'll try it again. Sorry, it's Shift. So here, and then hold down your Shift, and then that is all selected. Great. Sorry about that. All right, so the next thing we want to do, we want to go into our font area, and what we want to do is click our borders down arrow. And there's different ways to put borders on here. So the best, if you want to know what it's going to look like, so these little etching or these little dots or however you want, this means like it's not going to show, like this is no border. So we actually want all borders. So you have your line just letting you know this is going to be a full border. Go ahead and do that. And as you see, now you have your grid and you're able to see that. Let's go back to File and then Print and see what it looks like. I think that looks a lot better. So you're able to put your ones in, you know, when you print. So, okay, let's go back. I don't know where we are with time, but I think we're doing okay. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is something very interesting. It wasn't on my to-do list, but it seems like we have more time than what I thought. So what we're going to do is randomly put attendance in for all of these students, and I'm going to show you how to calculate your students' number of days they have attended. So if you want to randomly just put ones in any of the days. Yeah, just anywhere, it doesn't matter. So what we're doing, we're just randomly putting ones in so we can see, you know, who attended, what days they attended. That's fine, yeah. We could have somebody with perfect attendance. All right, come down. Okay, so now we have some attendance in here, but let's do one or two more things before we start adding these numbers up. So let's click on October. What we want to do is make that bold. We need it to stand out a little bit more. So we're going to go to our font group and we're going to click B for bold. And if you notice, see how this is now grayed? It's letting you know that this is active. This is now working. Go ahead and click back on. And if you notice, this got really thick. So go ahead and click on that to turn it off and see it just goes back to regular font. So we want this bold. We also want to change the size to maybe 14. So you click your down arrow and go straight to 14. All right, so it made it a little bit bigger. And let's do the same thing with the program attendance. We're going to go to our font group, make it bold, and 14. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're actually going to undo this last thing we did. So right here is undo, or you can do Control Z. So click and undo. One more. Undo one more. Okay, so you can actually do this a little bit quicker. So now that, click on October, and we're going to use what's called a format painter. So this format painter, we're going to click on here, and then click on here. And what it does, it replicates any of the formatting that you did with this. So that way you don't have to say, oh, it was blue, it was size 14, it was not sure what font it was, so it'll automatically copy it over. So the next thing I want to do, let's highlight our days, Monday all the way over to Tuesday. And we're going to bold those as well. You can do Control B on your keyboard, or, wait, okay, yep, you're good. All right, and then let's bold this area here. Let's bold all the way over to grade. We're going to bold that, Control B, or there we go. And we're going to bold our numbers. So Control B or press your B. So you want to select anything that you're going to change. All right, awesome. All right, so I guess we're good with time. All right, so say you're like, oh, I need to know how many kids attended this particular month. The easiest way to do that is to write a very basic formula. So what we're going to do is in A1, we're going to click here, we're going to type equals. So you always have to start with an equal sign because it is letting the computer know that, Excel know that you are about to do some type of math. So we're going to type sum, which means equals or total, S-U-M, and then we're going to put our bracket, and then what you want to do is highlight from from this area all the way over to stop there, and then hit your bracket again, your close bracket, hit your enter key. So now you know this person only attended twice this month. I'm sorry, can you see that? Yes. Okay, so let's say, oh, we forgot to put James's attendance in for Thursday. Let's put a 1 here.
Where we at?
I'm sorry, 4. Okay, and then hit your enter key. And as you see, it automatically calculates it. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and remember how we did the autofill to get these filled in. We're going to do the same thing on this side. So what we're going to do is take your mouse to the square, your autofill, and you're going to wait for the skinny plus sign, click and hold your mouse and pull down and stop. And what it's going to do is reach over and say, oh, these are how many days this person attended. It looks like John only attended 1 day, Nancy attended 3, am I right? Yeah, 3, 2, and then we have zeros because no one else is there. Also, if for Pam, let's add one on for the whole week. So if you notice, it's letting you know this is how many days that particular person attended. So if for some reason you're like, oh, I made a mistake, it's okay. So let's take out Thursday. So, for Pam, sorry. And then hit your delete. And then see how it automatically lets you know this is how many days they attended. Also, what I do with my timesheets, when I create them, I actually put a total of the day so I can get a rhythm of when the students are coming in. So what I want to do is down here on this end, so we're going to go to A15 and put daily total. Okay, and then I'm going to go down to E15, and I'm going to put that same formula, equals, I have 10 minutes. And then highlight from, no, sorry. You're going to highlight from the first student's attendance. Just click out of it. Hit your escape. If ever you make a mistake, just hit escape, and then just start over. So go back. It's okay. This is where we're learning. So equal sum, and then bracket. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just get from where we start the attendance all the way down, and we'll stop right before. You don't want this formula in part of that. And then close your bracket and hit your enter key. And then we're going to drag it across. So we're going to click back where it says 2, your, this area right here, you're going to click and hold and drag over. So now you have your, go all the way, yep. Can we drag over one more?
Sure we can.
Just click and hold and drag over. So now this is your total for the year here so far. And then these are, it seems like kids are not, when you have your zeros, it means these are days that it seems like students are not attending. Okay, now sometimes when you get this little funny looking triangle, green triangle, sometimes there's like, it means like there's some type of error. So let's click our down arrow here. And we can tell it to ignore the error. Because we know it's not an error. It's fine. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. And click your down arrow and tell it to ignore the error. Because we know it's right. Click your down arrow. Okay. And then ignore the error. And click and drag it down again. Okay. I don't know how much time we have left. No, you want to stop here. Yep. For some reason, it's not picking that up. Okay, just go there and do the same. For some reason, it wants us to do it individually, so that's fine. Ignore the error. And I don't think I have repeat up there, so we'll worry about that later. Okay. So if we would have fixed that before we pulled it down, it would not have. Okay. All right. So this is a very quick way of creating an attendance sheet. And, we have one more. And, all right. Awesome. So we're going to do Control S to save because we've created this and we want to make sure that we save it. We can do Control S and it's going to save it to here. And then also, if you want to rename this, these are your tabs and you can customize these. So what you want to do is double click here and then type October. Undo. Somehow it clicked out. Sometimes it happens, it clicks out. Click away. Okay, double click here. So you're going to click twice and then just go straight to your keyboard and start typing. And yep, there we go. And then click away into any of your squares to confirm. Okay, so now we have October, and if we want to make more, then we'll talk about that on our next segment. So I'm sorry, I'm still learning how to do this. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out at the end of the show. It'll give you my contact information. Just say, hey, Lavel, this was great, or is there something else you would like us to do? And I'm sorry it got a little bit confusing because sometimes our computers don't work the way we want them to, but we keep going. And undo is your friend. So until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.